All right, time for a little bit of the Counter-Strike, a little bit of the CS. Thank you for bearing with us there. Well, we got some things sorted out. We should be good to go. Map number 2 here between Team Liquid and the Gaimin Gladiators. And look at this. We got cam paths. We got observers. J-Raz on the obs. You don't have to watch me fumble my fingers while trying to figure out what's going on here. And it looks like we got a fast A ramp take here. 3 players of the Gladiators. They're looking to get into the action, though, are Liquid, and they're doing a good job of it. Elige with the opener. Finds that first kill. Bomb's not quite committed yet, but now it certainly is. oSee on through. That bomb going down, and Elige continues to find heads. bwills finally with a bit of an answer, but the position is looking good for Team Liquid. It's just a shutdown from oSee now. He's come off the bomb and into the frags, and it's all fallen apart. oSee with the last as well at 3K in the pistol round, as apparently the kill race between Elige and oSee is already off to a start.
Yeah, speaking of that race, they were jousting for top spot on Mirage, and as we mentioned right at the end, it was oSee who gets the trade off of, ironically enough, Elige's death, as oSee finishes with 30 and Elige with 29, representing 59 of the frags their squad got. Not to mention, of course, oSee, Elige, and NAF all above 100 ADR on that map. NAF with 112, oSee with 116, and Elige leading the charge with 126.4. And I see no reason why that won't continue on here into Vertigo. Speaking of Vertigo, Mike, over the last 3 months, Liquid have played it 6 times, 4 wins and 2 losses for their best round differential of plus 30. And then if you look over at the Gaimin Gladiators, they don't play Vertigo that much at all. They've only played it 4 times over the last 3 months, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a plus 5 round differential. So again, things trending in Liquid's favor.
Looking good for Liquid in this take. It's just Senec here towards A. The A ramp take El Clasico. The flank is on, but provided they move with any sort of alacrity, it's just not going to matter. And speaking of alacrity, well, they've got the sight. And as they detect no resistance here, at some point the alarm bells are going to ring for Liquid, and they're going to say, you know what? Bet they're flanking us. And indeed they are. oSee, the exterminator, takes down 2, nearly a third as well. And they're just going to hunt in. Nitro, he's got the Mac 10. He wants to make some money. Trying to see if he can't rustle up some prey. Carson jiggling this nicely. Nitro just has to go to the pistol for this, and Jazzpimp might be able to get this kill. Indeed he does. The trade is instant, though. Well, Carson whittling down some health. Can he get one more? He can indeed. Carson, they're just fighting him on the angle. It's just jiggling the angle, and it's working out beautifully.
And he finally goes down. But at the very least, he gets a couple, right? Or 1. Almost 2. Liquid off to a very nice early start. Still, of course, extremely early. Haven't gotten to see the Gaimin Gladiators with the rifles in their hands just yet. But we will now. A1S's across the board on their side. And the setup appears to be trending towards 2 players heading into mid, and the other 3 going straight to the A site. Perhaps they're reading something here. George gets a 2K, and bwills drops NAF. Perfect read of what Liquid were going to do into that round. B site's been taken, but the bomb is dropped right outside of mid. So Gaimin Gladiators with full control in this round.
I mean, yes, it's a perfect read, but it still required the execution, right? It's a 2-on-3 fight, and they nail it beautifully. But if they had gone down, even in even exchanges, then that's a split and a pinch on towards B, and Liquid are in a good spot. So that's a huge individual play coming through from bwills and George. And they've probably just won their team the round, right? You're seeing Shox have to go all the way around, while Shox and Nitro, the, shall we say, aged vets of the rosters, have to try and make something happen here, right?
Yep.
See what they can do. Both have had their day in the sun, certainly. They're still feeling the rays. Gonna get a Shox pop-off in this round. Roll back the clock. Oh, making some noise. He will die. And unfortunately, Shox was not in position to capitalize on that at all. Kind of... What's Shox gonna do? 35 seconds, right? Do you want to save? It would be minimum loss bonus, so it is theoretically advantageous to save here. He's got cash available, can drop a gun. Not a bad read to just save here.
No. Not bad at all. So he will be saving, and Liquid could not do much of anything. I mean, this round was over in the first 20 seconds. As Gaimin Gladiators, as you mentioned, not only reading it perfectly, but executing it perfectly as well on the defensive end with a good trade after George goes down. bwills was right there to get what was the killing blow. Alrighty, so first round on the board for the Gaimin Gladiators. And now Shox will indeed drop that Galil for a teammate, and this could trigger a full-on force buy. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Yeah,
I mean,
there
it
we go.
should do, right? It's not like that much of a force.
True.
They've
Yeah,
got
they have enough
full
for AKs.
rifles up.
Yeah.
They've got a decent chunk of utility as well. They can exec either side off of this just fine, right? 4 smokes, 5 smokes actually. No, 4 smokes. Sorry, decoy baited me. And the mollies as well. So let's see what they do. Decoy's already out. The most critical piece is Jazz Pimp gets peppered down, but he managed to get his way behind the girder. That spam nearly costly. Fortunately for Gaimin, he does survive. This is a critical round for Gaimin, right? We saw them have some early success on Mirage. We'll have to be able to build that on Vertigo. And once again, it's a 2-man setup in towards mid here, but as oSee found the first kill, there's a trade, and this could be rough for George. He goes down. Now B-site's wide open. They can go for the pinch. They've got this all day, every day, and with only one player surviving, with only Carson completely out of position, there is nothing that he can realistically do in this round.
Nope, he is just going to tuck tail. Not even tuck tail. He's already gone. He's just posted up at sandbags, waiting to find someone. But no one will be nearby for Liquid because they don't want to lose the guns that they have. Their money is in a bit of a precarious situation, but they will strike back immediately after the Gaimin Gladiators shock them a little bit towards mid with their aggressiveness. Team Liquid adjusted well, went for that typical pop out towards that B site. He took care of a business.
I mean, the thing is, right, about that round, it's almost exactly as the round prior was supposed to go. The B
Yes.
You get those kills and you control mid. Your player coming upstairs encounters little to no resistance in this example. You've got the site, and you've got that rotation control, so it's very brutally difficult to even have a chance to come back through. Now, oSee makes it even better by killing people over on the other side of the map.
Exactly.
Which, you know, again, any strat is going to work if you just kill everybody. But you see the idea of the B-pinch there.
Yeah, for sure. I think there was a bit of a different... The timing was a little different, and that's what resulted in the success, because the frags came through from oSee towards a ramp, and then the B ramp push was already happening before the mid push came through, and then, well, Gaimin Gladiators just had no response available to them.
bwills got timinged a little bit, right? They didn't go aggressive. They tried to sit back a little bit more and see that they're facing. Yeah. And in doing so, then when the kills come through, he's like, okay, now I'll push for info. Boom, straight into the crosshair. So, a little unfortunate there for Gaimin, but it happens. CS is certainly a game of timings. And it seems like, again, we're going to be stairs play. Oh, it's just Shox. And George pops over the danger panel to find out the through. Now they've revealed the rest. Ooh, this could have been just Shox throwing a fake until that AK spam comes through. Now Gaimin know, and they're going to start to stack up the bodies here.
Still, a rotation could come through for Liquid. Leash has some control at the bottom of ramp there at A. He's trying to peek around. Jaspin and Carson are waiting on the other end, but here come the reinforcements for Liquid. Do they have the answer to Carson? They do. Nitro finds him. Jaspin might peek around here. It could be Liquid taking the site if Jaspin can't take any frags, and he does get one, but only one. The trade comes through, and now 38 seconds left. I mean, Liquid could double back and go to the B site should they want to, but it looks like they're going to posture to take this A site, probably.
Yeah, they are. They're in the side hall. This is coming all in. This is how they like to move the bomb, and it does make sense at this point, right? You've got the utility advantage here. You got your smokes down. You know you get the plant in. Still, there's a player coming up ramp right now. This is going to be spicy. It's George on the flank. It's George on the flank. He's held for it, but the kill comes through. It doesn't matter. It's all onto this man. It's all onto oSee. He was a legend on Mirage, but he can get nothing done here. That defuse through. Gaimin Gladiators take a very important round.
Wow. That is an impressive retake from the Gaimin Gladiators, coming up on the flanks, surrounding Liquid and giving them no room to breathe at all. I'm even surprised that oSee couldn't get a frag out of that, but it was a good double peek from the Gaimin Gladiators, and oSee just split the difference right down the middle and couldn't hit a target.
It's interesting to me when we're seeing the A ramp takes out from Liquid. They're very they throw themselves into them to a certain degree, right? And I mean, in that round, at least it's got with an 8 out. The trade is instant, so it's not that punishing, which is one of the advantages when you're going with that death ball approach. But certainly haven't been measured in their approach to find these oSee just with the spam, just knowing the spots that Carson likes to play and punishing them. That nade could be chunky. It's not terrible. A little bit of chip damage on several players, but here comes the Liquid. Get awkward Nitro, never mind. Get the pick, that's huge. And the trade on the third player means it's all coming up roses for Team Liquid at this point. A 4v2, and there is no money to spare for the Gaimin Gladiators as well, so if they posture themselves to fight this, they're running a huge risk to the long-term eco.
Man, it's so hard if you're the Gaimin Gladiators because you win a round, you're like, okay, we got one, but you've got to be at your best every single round.
Yeah.
Round in, round out to come out with success against Liquid, and you make one mistake and they'll immediately pounce as they did there. So Gaimin Gladiators just going to have to save here the AK and the A1S as Liquid spamming around, making sure no one is nearby, and well, they obviously aren't. This will be a 4-2 lead for Liquid, who have isolated both round victories for the Gaimin Gladiators.
If someone's got just the default sticker, or the gold Liquid stickers on a default AK, and that's pretty sick. I think that's a clean look. It's in the hands of I think bwills right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Right, he's picked it up. Is it Nitros? Is it Leashes?
It's Alicia's.
It's Alicia's? That's sick.
I mean,
I think that's cool, man.
It hurts me a little bit to see.
Flex.
Yeah, I think it is too, but it does hurt my heart to see 3 gold stickers on a default gun that you cannot sell.
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, that's cool. Why would he sell it? They're his stickers.
I know.
He earned them. Man's not going to sell those.
I
I'm sure
know,
he's got
just
a
thinking-
million Liquid stickers in his inventory.
I'm sure he does, but I'm just saying, for me personally, who doesn't have a billion of those, I'm just, and I'm sure others do. Either way. Looks like we're going to get going here in the next round. bwills gets the opener on Neff, and Jasmine, he's going to catch off and leash, but no! He doesn't finish the job! Gonna throw a Molotov down. They both survive with 4 HP. That was a chance for the Gaimin Gladiators to control the round. It was messy, though.
It was messy. Player out on the couch. Making it awkward. Carson was trying to beat the sandbags. Didn't realize they already threw it. Sharks wins his fight on B. So now Liquid have a choice. They've got a spoil of riches, and Nitro's just gonna kill everybody. 4 kills for him. It's the veterans, man. Shocks and Nitro just roll this through. Say, you know what? Take a back seat, young pups. We got this.
Jeez, going back to that engagement between Elige and Jazz Pimp, just unbelievable that neither of them ended up getting that frag and both escaped. It could have been a difference maker in the round, would have given the edge to the Gaimin Gladiators, but instead Liquid regroup. They go for that pop towards the A site, and just Nitro pounding down on the W key and getting those frags.
I just felt a moment of relief. After I said, you know, the veterans, I decided to go look at their ages. Nitro, younger than me, but I'm saved. Shocks, slightly older than me.
Yeah,
Only
29.
slightly. But, you know, it's sometimes it throws me for a trip when I realize that the quote-unquote veteran players of the scene are younger than me, and I'm just getting older, John.
I don't have to look at the ages to know I'm older than everyone, so that's I don't know if it's a comfort to me, but
Yeah, you don't even have to think about it. It's just
No,
let's see. Is Oscar?
It's done.
Oscar's like the...
I don't know. I think Pone is the one that I
No,
can relate
no.
to the most because he's in his 30s.
31, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still older.
Time is undefeated, John. Comes for
Yes,
us
it
all.
is.
Comes for us all, as it seems like we have a little bit of a pause coming through here. A little pausey poo.
Mhm.
Hopefully not too severe, but let me go ahead and check on in and see if I know what's going on here.
Sure. I mean, speaking of the ages, overall Liquid average age of 25, with their youngest player being oSee, of course, at 22. And you look at the Gaimin Gladiators, much younger squad overall. Oldest player there is Jazz Pimp at 24, 5 years younger than Shocks, the oldest player on Liquid, and an average age of 21. So there's still a lot of time for these Gaimin Gladiators to work their way up to the top, should they choose to, you know, go on a very serious path, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, so there was a really interesting article HLTV put out. Nero, I think, wrote that one, talking about, you know, doing actual data collection to look at age fall off as with respect to Counter-Strike, right? And basically their conclusion was, yeah, the data shows there is a pretty severe age fall off, and it tends to come in terms of, not necessarily in terms of your ability to play the game at a high level, but in terms of your ability to be a star player, in terms of raw damage output. And it comes sort of after 25, 26 is when you start to see the serious decline. And the peak is actually, I think, like 2021. It's even earlier than you would have thought. Usually in my brain, I think of the true sort of peak for players being in that 23, 24 range for most players, where I feel like the level of experience and accumulated knowledge meets your still, serious drive and skill level, where you tend to have that real perfect sweet spot.
Here's the thing, though, about that, in my opinion, right? I don't know how accurate those stats are right now, because we've only really started getting serious about statistics and everything, I think, in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive era, right? Like, we did look at it for the most part in the past, but now it's trackable. We have HLTV, we have everything going on.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of players that, yes, they are going to fall off at 25 or 26, but there are so many that we haven't seen yet that are going to have prolific careers throughout their late 20s and even into their 30s. And again, like, look at Pone alone, right? He's 31. He's still fragging out like the best of them.
And I mean, look at like Safe, who didn't even start his career until 26.
Exactly.
Right.
So the industry is still too young, or I should say that the sport is still too young for us to get a good grasp of where people really will truly fall off. Although, yeah, mid to late 20s, understandable, but we'll actually have to wait and see.
I do think it's one of those things as well where it's going to trend later as time goes on, because you have, obviously there's just frankly more money available in the game, so there's much more of an incentive to stick with it. When you look at the guys who are competing in early CS, at a certain point, if you weren't on the absolute tippy top, you had to consider other options, just if you want to have a family and that kind of thing in terms of financial security. That's obviously changed, but I'd say that's changed for a while now. But I also think that players and teams in particular are getting a lot better about managing workload, right? Managing prac, realizing that maybe just being in DM for 10 hours a day isn't the trick. And I think that's one of the things that where you see a lot of burnout from players as they get older, where they just can't put in that time. So I don't know. I think as training techniques and practice techniques get more developed, and as you see support staff around teams as well, more coaches, analysts, trainers, that kind of thing, I suspect that you'll see longevity creep up. Also, I think we've probably got a guy in our midst, and obviously we'll have to see as it goes, but I think Simple's going to defy everything, because he's just absurd.
It's exactly my point. There are just so many players that we haven't seen get into their late 20s or late 30s or early 30s yet that we don't know.
But if you were in peak, SK Luminosity days, you probably would have said the same about Coldzera. And obviously, Coldzera has had that decline. He's occupied a different role now, shifting over to being an in-game leader and whatnot. But in terms of raw individual impact, he's followed the trend. So I think it's a really interesting conversation to have, and I thought that article is definitely worth a read for anyone who's curious about thinking about that particular problem. Okay, in mid, there's a trap. Spotted, he's the first one, and now there might be a bit of a read here, right? Nah, knows. Okay, that particular spot you're probably not playing unless you're playing offense. And now they're going to get the spots, and they have rustled up this stack. No problem. Naf gets his 4th kill. Could get the anti-eco ace here, but he is low. That's just Cynic remaining. Can Cynic find any sort of damage in this round? That was a quick round, John.
Very.
Nice long pause. Easy, quick round.
As you would expect. But not much invested in by the Gaimin Gladiators. Just the pistols coming through, and now Cynic will get his clock cleaned by Shox' AK. That will be that. Liquid pick up a 6th round, and they are cruising. Let's see what the Gaimin Gladiators are going to bring in here. Probably A1Ss across the board. I don't think they want to save anymore. And yeah. Maybe some FAMASas in the mix. Is that a FAMAS I see?
It's always wild to me when I see the player models like this. How big walkie-talkies are relative to everything else, right? Those things are chonky. Anyways, that's my key note here.
I gotta be honest, I've never noticed that.
Look at it the next time you get a free cam on the player.
All right.
George has got an initial pick here. That's nice. He wins that duel against Shox. They've been going back and forth there over by the B steps quite a bit. And now George is going to press forward. As a result, Carson nearly gets caught, but the kill doesn't come through, and Spam makes it uncomfortable to stick around. George has been punished on that flank. So it's even Stevens. But interestingly, Liquid don't redirect towards B. They're still dedicated towards it. That's a huge pick, but Nitro does trade it. Cynic, that could have been massive. Boost up here is punished as well, as Nitro's having himself a good map. Not for that much longer, but now with the bomb committed, they're going to have to focus on in. And look at this play coming through from Jazzpimp. Jazzpimp in the side hallway. This could be huge. The flash is there, and Jazzpimp gets both kills. Nicely done. Flash and execute. Team Liquid get caught out in the open.
Wow. Great coordination coming through there from the Gaimin Gladiators, and Jazzpimp playing it perfectly in order to ensure that his position was not given away at all. Comes on the flank and takes care of business. Alrighty, third round on the board for the Gaimin Gladiators, but they still got a lot more to work on here because Liquid are coming right back at them with AKs, and they're going to call a timeout off of that round victory, probably realizing, hey guys, look, we've got 3 wins, but each of them are isolated right now. We haven't gotten on a win streak, and we really absolutely need to ensure that we can get something going. Even if they don't win the round here, do a ton of damage to Liquid and just kind of take a chip out of that confidence that's really flowing right now on the Liquid side.
Yeah. Speaking of that Liquid side, I am a little surprised they didn't call the bailout in that last round, right? Once they get the kill on George, because based on the way Gaimin have been playing B, we know that it's been very soft so far, right? It's been sort of either there's a 2-stack in towards mid, or there's a solo B player who's dueling off with Shox. Shox goes down, but then they clear out George, pushing that flank. Still, they insist on going towards the A play. And, you know, even if you want to go for that A play, if you wait a hitch, maybe they rotate players off. They didn't do that. So maybe they were just already too far forward. Maybe they're already locked in. But it is an interesting note that there's a certain amount of brute forcing that maybe is that overconfidence carrying through from Mirage. Yeah. Speaking of overconfidence, Carson always has it. And he will back away. Okay. Wanted to just go for the push. Gets Think down, says, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Probably a good idea. Just stay back. There's always that temptation, right, when you're trying to gain momentum in a match to push up and take those risks, but you have to reel it in on your CT side and just go for that defensive game.
He's also just not been having success. He's 1-7 right now, right? Yeah. Like, they're ready for the Carson play. Oh, that one from Elysia's is bold. Okay, speaking of aggressive plays. All right. They're going to make their way on towards B, though. Shox is already out. He realizes where George is. It's a game of hide and seek, and, well, he just saw it. Shox and Nitro once again putting in the work here. And that bomb is going to be going down. And that might be Gaimin locked out of the round. Do they want to attempt this retake? Their money has never had a chance to recover, John, because as you said, they've never been able to chain 2 rounds together. And they're not going to be able to here either.
Well,
they're back.
It's not a good idea to go for this.
Yeah.
Live to fight another day, as the old saying goes. And in this case, Gaimin Gladiators will save 3 rifles, 2 of them AKs, which is very important to have on your CT side, and 1 A1S. Ooh, Cynic's going to engage here and actually does take down Shox. It's obviously too late to go for anything onto this bomb site, so they're just going to wait and see if any more Liquid members come their way, but they will not. 7th round picked up by Liquid, and the Gaimin Gladiators at least going to be able to put something together into this next round.
All right, John, you're the skin guy. How do you feel about those Titan hollows on the AK?
I didn't see them, if I'm being honest.
It's in the hands of Carson right now. I think maybe Cynic. I'm going to guess it's Shox's AK. Because that would make sense to me.
I need to see it.
We'll see in a second.
It's
on the back of
quick
Cynic
switching.
right now.
He's quick switching.
He's quick switching to the pistol even.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That is a very nice AK. Oh my goodness.
Oh, trying to get aggressive here is Shox as well with the AWP. Okay, catches George. It's like, all right, you keep pushing me. You keep pushing me. I'm ready for you this time. There's another player here, though. That's going to be bwills backing away, and he's bringing in Cynic as a reinforcement. That's a nice initial pick here for Team Liquid. And they've already got 7 rounds on this T side, and they've kept that economy so hamstrung. It's a really prime position for Team Liquid to be in, and Gaimin have to recognize how dangerous it is.
Oh.
bwills just goes peeking on over the danger panel, trying to catch someone on the timing, but this time they're ready for it, and Shox again gets another kill. oSee coming looking. He's gotten the off over from Shox, and it's looking so very good. for Team Liquid at this point. Oh, the trade's not there. Carson's going to try and make some noise. Carson connecting. He's on fire, but he just wants the fight. Needs it. And Nitro will deny a 1v3 that won't even get started. That is a backbreaker of a round for Gaimin Gladiators.
Wow. Yeah, what a great job by Liquid to isolate the players in the fights to make it down to pretty much only Carson. But Carson himself, whew, I mean, those 2 frags were very impressive. The thing is, he was just outnumbered, and it was too little, too late. Another timeout going to be called here by the Gaimin Gladiators, but just seems like they cannot keep this Liquid team down, Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah, that AK is beautiful. I want to get back to that. That is a very no. Here. It's more important. No, that's an expensive AK. Mike.
Yeah.
Like it's themed very well. It's got the blue and obviously the blue hollows of the Titan hollows from Katowice. But man, oh man, there's 4 of them, Mike, and those are thousands of dollars each. So
yeah, that's a drippy AK. If you had to guess that skin's value,
oh my goodness,
where would you go with it?
I'm not even sure where the Titan hollows sit right now. I would guess, I'm thinking Canadian dollars, probably like 15 to 20,000. I'm not sure though. I could be overestimating or even under.
Yeah, I almost feel like you're underestimating.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That's a pretty trippy. Hey, here it is. Here it is. We're watching it right now.
Oh, oof. It's even like not even a nice wear on the AK, right? I think it's well worn, but it doesn't matter. It's just when you have too much money to spend on skins, I think that's what happens. You start doing some crazy stuff, Mike.
It is beautiful. It is a thing of pure beauty. Oh, here's the setup. They've got the lineup stack, and it's been disputed. Would have been something maybe if they peek into both pistols, but this is not looking viable, and Carson will burn alive, and this round is realistically over.
Yeah, this is
just a question of if you can get exits, and frankly, exits are only valuable to you if you can retrieve the gun as well. This feels like very reminiscent of Mirage, is sort of the moment where Liquid just takes complete control.
Yeah. I think the game.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the Gladiators threatened a little earlier on here than they did in Mirage, right? They came in with that 3rd round victory. You thought, okay, something could come together. But the problem has been they cannot string the rounds together. One thing on Mirage that was even more promising is they got 4 in a row. Yeah. That was crazy. But here, it's just not happening.
All falls apart. Nothing doing in this round. bwills might at least be able to save armor, and frankly, they need it. He's good. He wants the rifle, though, and, well, get a little bit greedy there. It's not going to be a good buy, even. They've got cash to make it happen, but there'll be limitations on utility. Don't know how many kits are going to be out, if any.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a pretty tough moment as we're coming to the close of the half here. The Gaimin Gladiators, once again, just struggling to really get their hands on this game.
What can they do? Have they even had an op up at all? I don't think they have on the Gladiator side. Just A1Ss, they haven't had enough money to invest into the big brains. So Cynic, although Cynic is very good with the rifles as well, he has been their primary opper since joining up on this squad. Either way, Liquid are looking to get into double digits here. George, peering on forward towards elevators, holding this spot. In the meantime, though, Liquid have already taken the B site. How does this happen, Mike?
You go for a little bit of a gamble play and a heavy stack in towards mid, and they just...
yeah, just this is over. They had full control of the B site, and Gaimin Gladiators were rotating right into their crosshairs. Naf gets 2. Elige drops 1 on Jazz Pimp, and that is Carson left stranded and alone on an island that is the A site. And Elige gets 1 for himself, but Nitrous has only
even
1.
A headshot.
Little bit of a tap there, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of style points. Flex on him. Flex on him, Nitro. Just get that extra bit of fun. So 10 rounds found, John. Yeah, I mean, this is it's turning into a beatdown, right? It is reminiscent of Mirage. And here's the thing. For the most part, you even do give a defensive lean to Vertigo in the current meta, so... Oof.
Yep.
Oof. Big oof. Not much to work with. Cynic's got a rifle. Otherwise, it's Pistolos. see what they can do. You've already got presence up towards the side hallway. A lead, some inroads. He is just alone here, and it's mid instead. That's the object of Liquid's intentions, and, well, it's looking pretty dang good. If they can take this control. What? Did Cynic just fall off the map? He just fell off the map. That has to be a fall. He was trying to get into the cheeky angle by the girder, I guess, and fell. Well, that's awkward. That's a little awkward. Elige is farming up some kills in this round. Let's see if he can... He can't get the ace. Cynic has robbed him of that. Gravity has robbed Elige of the ace. Hate to see it, John. Also a bullet to the face will rob him with a 4K.
Jeez. Well, Shox is going to get that last one, and at least for Elige, doesn't have to think about what if in terms of the ace, or if he would have found that fourth. Anyway, look, that's not important for Liquid. They've got 11 rounds on the board. They are cruising. Don't look like they're being challenged much at all by the Gaimin Gladiators.
All right, so chat's a little all over the place. They've just caught up to where we estimated the value of that skin. I'm seeing like 150K. Apparently, Titan Hollows individually are like absurd.
I didn't know how much they were worth anymore because,
because we're never gonna buy them. So find out.
It's out of my range.
Ooh, Cynic gets a second as well, following the traces through the smoke. That's the problem with the little smoke spam. So now major advantage, but Nap wants to bring that one back through. It's been this trio, the surviving trio, that's really led the way for Liquid this game. And again, they're doing it. Nap, that would have been a huge kill. He can't get it. Shox is controlling towards B, but he doesn't have the bomb, and so it doesn't much matter. What does matter, though, I would say, is getting the kills, but it's the last round and a half. So at least a little something there for the Gaimin Gladiators to hang their hat on. One final round to at least give them the theoretical hope that they might be able to get back into this game, but it's bleak. It's the same scoreline as Mirage, John.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. I'm personally not seeing it right now for them based on everything that's gone down. Even when they win a round like that, Liquid has been able to recover immediately and shut them down. So I don't know. Again, it feels like it's going to be an isolated round victory, but there's still time for the Gaimin Gladiators to come back into this one. I have to say, Mike, one thing that even surprised me a little bit is that Liquid had to play through the close qualifier, right? Because I thought that they certainly had the opportunity or perhaps deserved to be invited. Maybe it's just because their roster was recently changed so much that they have to prove themselves again. But I think this is going to put an exclamation point on what they've achieved so far and say, yeah, they're as good as you think.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, this qualifier in general, they're the big boss, right?
Yeah.
They are just going to be tough for a lot of these teams to come up against. But it's also really valuable. We talk about this quality of practice, quality of matches in North America, right? And the fact that our best teams, your Team Liquids, your Complexities, are away for much of the calendar year. They're away competing in Europe. So having A, teams back for this qualifier, and B, Dallas in North America means that all the teams that compete in IEM Dallas will be here in NA practicing, organizing scrims, playing, and that really enriches the domestic scene. It's been brutal that we haven't been able to have any events in North America for, the last 2 years. It's just tough because those moments where you get the cross-pollination of scenes, you get the practice on through, haven't been available, and so having them back is huge for the growth of the scene.
No, you're absolutely right. Honestly, it's exciting. I'm excited for there to be another LAN period in North America, like you said, with all the European teams coming on over and spending some time here and playing with all these teams. So for me, I think it's definitely great. And it's also great for the Gaimin Gladiators to play up against a team like Liquid to gain more experience. Speaking of Europe, though, Mike, one decision, I'm just going to go a little off track here, that I really loved is Bad News Bears staying in Europe for a boot camp, right?
Yeah.
That is such an incredible decision from them.
Well, I think they're very fortunate to be able to do that financially, right? A 6-week boot camp is not cheap.
No.
But fortunately, they found some support and have been able to do it as a result. And so that's really cool to see. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to look like coming out the other end of it, right? If this is going to be the hyperbolic time chamber that we're hoping it will be, because they've got some very rookie players in Pluto and Momo.
That are good.
Yeah, they've got the talent, right? They've got the ability. So it'll be really cool to see what they look like on the other end of this.
Yeah, I think they're going to start the ECL season a little later as a result. Probably going to play all their matches within a week or something like that. But still, I believe that it is the right decision for them, and they could come back and just start dominating at that level, which it's the plan, of course, for them. But we'll see. We'll see if it happens. And I do feel like they have a lot of raw, unpolished talent that will benefit greatly from that trip in Europe. So yeah, you're right. They're lucky that they have the opportunity, and I'm just glad that they decided to take it. So,
just a few beeps for you folks at home. A little bit of beeps. I see that Elige again has the gold Team Liquid stickers on the default USP. A man of culture.
It's just I feel like he's doing it just to make people's hearts break. The people that care about that kind of stuff.
It's probably also just like legitimately a flex of like,
yeah.
And also maybe he just likes to play with default skins, right? Not get distracted by your shiny, colorful mural on your skin.
No.
Be rocking.
No one likes default skins, Mike.
I like default skins. The default AK actually is clean compared to some AK skins. For sure. Most of them, I agree, are just kind of boring. But the default AK is one where, like, I get it. You know, the Woodstock and all that. It's not bad.
When skins came out, they actually made the default skins look worse. They added more there.
Well, the hit's coming through. Let's see if Shocks can make Gaimin Gladiators look worse here. No, he gets one. Still good. Sets up Nap as well to get more. The Wombo combo here on B, and now the reinforcements are in, and the flank is on. Takes Elige a little while with that default USP with sexy stickers on it. But he does find the kill on through, and now it's all on to one man. Let's see if any damage can come through here for Gaimin Gladiators. Might just be some money made for future rounds. bwills. Pressure, and so far he's knocking it out of the park as they're trying to just chase and end this. Now they really can't hunt. They don't have the health for this either. Naf is low. Nitro, not a ton better.
Oh.
Where's the time at, John? 48 seconds. He can do this. This is winnable. He's low, though. Shot to the shins might be enough to take him out of play.
Yeah, Liquid just need to put their foot firmly on the brake here and just wait for bwills to come to them. They have no reason to peek. Bomb fully in their control. bwills has to win these fights, and you see Nav still testing fate, and he does finally go down. 25 seconds left. bwills can do this now. 10 HP versus 54, so he's one hit away from death and gambles the wrong way. Nitro will end it. 12th round picked up by Liquid.
There we go. That got very dangerous indeed, though. They really, I mean, it was a 4v1. They gave so many opportunities there for bwills. So maybe a little bit of eagerness coming through from Liquid. Obviously, they're up 11-12 now to 4. They've been stomping Gaimin Gladiators all the way through, and I think they were just eager to chase and get one more kill. But you don't want to let this get out of hand. We've seen Gaimin able to pop off with this kind of a buy before. There is a risk. Let's see if they can keep things measured. Things under control. At least for now, it's looking like the answer is yes.
Yeah. Great utility here. And that flash is just going to fall by the wayside, not blinding anyone, Mike, as Nitro's going to spam with the MP9. Nade goes out. That should do some damage. No, it doesn't connect for anything, awkward. And bwills is, in fact, going to get the first one on Elige, who tried to push up a little over aggressively. The smoke fade favoring bwills, and now another one is thrown by Gaimin Gladiators for them to come through. Yeah, another gun was picked up here by Cynic. And Nitro waiting at the tippy top of this smoke for more players to come in from the Gaimin Gladiators. Liquid are playing this a lot more passively now, and you see Gaimin Gladiators shifting off the A hit. They're going to rotate to B.
Look at Shocks' spot, though. Shocks is very deep here with the MP9. This could be a meaty angle for it. They're definitely going to clear him, but they get one. Well, they didn't really clear him. He only got one, though. So, not great. Not great. 2 would have been nice. But let's see. They're going to come rocking through. The rotation did at least come in. He at least did give the information. The warning system. The SMGs are just trying to chase him. They're trying to force the issue. Well, Nitro does do a lot of damage, but the key critical piece is going to be what can oSee do here on the flank. Just swap to the burst fire.
Yes.
Oh, and he catches him. bwills trying to escape. oSee will not let his prey loose. A huge round to win for Team Liquid to bolster their chances of just putting this map away before Gaimin Gladiators can really put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, Mike. The fact that Shox gets one there and forces Gaimin Gladiators to focus on him for a little bit longer gives that rotation the time to reach the site, right? And they can reinforce and make sure that Gaimin Gladiators can't get that bomb plant, and that's exactly what happens. They deny the plant money, they put their economy in an even rougher situation, and given the scoreline, Gaimin Gladiators say, you know what, it doesn't matter, bomb plant or not, we need to invest, we need those rounds on the board. I like the risk that they're taking here, but they still have to be careful here moving up these stairs. They're looking out for Shox, who has given them certainly a lot to think about after playing so aggressively up close and personal there.
Oh, he
and
hears
now,
them. They give an audio cue.
he hears them.
Here. Got one. Is he going to get any more? He does indeed. Gets a second. Did he get the punish, though? Is the rotation going to be here in time? Gaimin Gladiators trying to rush on through, but oSee's already on the angle, and oSee has no interest in letting them escape. A 3K for the Opera on a rifle. And that's a 10-round lead again for Team Liquid.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, the
we might have a lengthy break here before our next match here, John.
Yes, a little bit, perhaps. The next one, for those of you wondering, is going to be coming up at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and that will be featuring Complexity up against Carpe Diem, which I think will actually be very, very interesting indeed. But, yeah, here, what I was going to say, Mike, is that, looks like we might have some action right off the docket. We'll get back to the stats. George going to throw us Molotov right at the feet of Nitro. Now, Nitro's trying to engage, but he's going to fall off here along with Naf. And nades going back and forth here. Frags not coming through, though. Nitro going to toss a Molotov around the edge of that smoke and ensure that Gaimin Gladiators cannot push forward. The thing is, all that damage done, but it's pretty much for naught for the Gaimin Gladiators, who are going to run out of utility soon. There's only a couple of two smokes left, but bwills finds the headshot on oSee. One of the most dangerous players on Liquid is going to go down.
This mid fight is going to be critical.
Yep.
This is going to be huge. Snake's found a kill elsewhere, but Naf holds on to mid, and that's important because he's also found the bomb, and that could cause some issues. Could cause some serious issues. Actually, I lied. The bomb is down below. Minimap fooled me. Fooled me pretty severely.
They got you.
Where does Carson actually want to take this? Towards B. They had control of this site, but the retake started to come through. They're working their way on in. This is going to get a little awkward. Huge kill to find for Nitro. Now the bomb's been spotted. Now Carson's position is known, and he goes down. So this was looking promising for Gaimin Gladiators, but it has been snatched away. And it really all starts with Naf's play in towards mid. Now Nitro can clean up the last.
Yeah, I mean, after oSee dies, Naf immediately reinforces mid, and Gaimin Gladiators didn't expect the player to be there that soon, and as a result, well, he gets two. And that's the difference maker, like you said. The thing is, I think Gaimin Gladiators had control of that B site for quite some time. They just took too long to get the bomb on over, and by the time it got there, well, you know, Liquid had picked up on what was going on, and the frags were there. All right, 15-4 in favor of Liquid. 11 opportunities this time, more than they had a Mirage, to close things out. If you look at the Gaimin Gladiators, well, at least they're going to have some AKs coming into this one, surrounded by a couple of Galils and a MAC-10. Elige pushing up through the scaffold. We have three players here. The confidence from Liquid. They got a couple. There's the third. This could be over right here, right now. Carson and Cynic, the last two standing. Carson just priming an 8. He's going to toss it on forward, but they have no space gained towards that ramp. Their best path is to perhaps just fall off here and try to rotate around and get into that B site, which Cynic has already done. He's peering around towards the stairs, trying to spot out a body and get them back into this round. It just takes one frag, make it only a man advantage instead of two, and get onto that bomb site.
Here they come. Right by the danger panel. Here comes the fight, and there's the kill. Shox policing it all on to one man. Carson does find the first, but he's still got a lot of work to do here. That was just a low HP player, and he's gone past the bomb as well. So he has a plant enough. We'll erase that from being his primary concern. There's the win coming through. Nicely done for Team Liquid. They just put their opponents in the dirt. They put Gaimin Gladiators down through 2 rounds. Absolute massacre, to be quite frank here, John. Team Liquid looking like they should. Looking like the